This year isn't about becoming a new person. It's about becoming wiser in where I'm at. This episode is same faith, new boundaries, what I'm carrying into the new year, and what I'm not. What's up, everybody? It's your girl D, and welcome to Save with a Twist podcast. Yes, I'm finally in front of the camera because it's a new year and we're doing things a little differently here at Save with a Twist. Now, I don't know if you like me. Get your notes, get your water or your tea, whichever one you're sipping on, and let's get into it. Now, before we dive in though, are there any boundaries that you know you need to set, but you just haven't said them out loud? Yeah, go ahead and put them right on in the comments, because as I said before, I'm a little nosy and I definitely want to know. So, welcome to Save with a Twist. Like I said before, we made it. Happy New Year, folks. I cannot believe it. It is a new year. It is the year of our Lord 2026. And why? Oh, why? Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? Why do you think I'm saying that? Because a lot of times we be like, oh, new year, new me. Baby, it's still the same you. You just need to be a little bit better, a little bit wiser. Because like I said, I still got faith in the Lord. However, I'm starting to establish some new boundaries. And I had to write them down so I wouldn't forget them. So, let's talk about having the same faith, but we're putting less pressure on ourselves this year. Let me say this, and I've said this so many times, I feel like it's starting to become my mantra. Faith is a relationship. It is not a production. It's not a performance. I don't know why we get into this point of thinking, oh, I got to perform. Baby, who are you trying to impress? Because I hope it ain't me, because I love you with the love of the Lord, but I don't care. I mean, I do, but I don't. Okay? We're just going to be honest with that. I do, but I don't. Something else, a little less pressure that we can put on ourselves. Let's unlearn. Girl, what you mean by that? This constant hustle of Christianity or spirituality, whatever floats your boat, and find your lost remote. If I'm not moving, God is disappointed. Seriously, because I know good and well my Lord and Savior didn't tell you that. That's something you just put on yourself. Like, what are you doing? In all seriousness, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it. I want to help you get it, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. When did we get to this point of, like, I always got to constantly be doing something? I got to be working and serving in ministry. If God called you to that, great. Do what he called you to do. But that's not, that's not everybody's ministry. And something else that I feel like we need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves about: discernment and intuition. A lot of believers say, oh, that's that discernment talking to you. Sometimes your intuition is talking to you. It's not necessarily the Lord. And sometimes I feel like discernment and intuition are one and the same. Sometimes you're just hyper aware of things. Now, mind you, the Lord does give you some discernment to, be able to read things, but sometimes our intuition is real strong. Some people have, I swear that's their gift, and kudos to you if that's your gift. Just saying, kudos to you, love. But for the most part, I've fallen on some intuition and things like that. And we're going to talk about, making sure you have your peace, you got a little bit of wisdom in your life, because some of y'all jokers need to find some wisdom. I wish we could download it to you, because being dumb is not a place that you need to be in. And excuse me for using the D word, as some people like to call it. But yeah, if you're a dumb, you just dumb. If you ever watch, was the Night at the Museum? Dum Dum, You Bring Me Gum Gum. I feel like that's where everybody is at, because I'm not going to get on my soapbox just yet, but I might, because it's ridiculous. Whew. Now, we've talked about the, less pressure we're going to put on ourselves this year. Let's talk about these boundaries, okay? Whew. Let me read my note that says, boundaries are wisdom. They're not walls, okay? Yeah. And let's talk about the different types of boundaries that I'm referring to. Time boundaries. You don't always have to say yes. No is a complete sentence. Y'all have heard me say it before, and I'm going to keep saying it again. You don't always have to say yes to these crazy people. You don't. I kid you not. You don't have to do that. Protect your rest days is all I'm going to say. Protect it. If today's your day off, that's your day off. Don't call me and ask me to do nothing for you. No, that's my time off. Go away from me. Emotional boundaries. How can I say this in a nice way without offending you? Stop letting other people absorb into you. You are not there to be a sponge to soak up their emotional damage. Emotional damage. That's their problem. It ain't yours, boo. Stop letting them drop an emotional trauma dump on you when that's not for you. If they need to do that, go find a therapist. And if you want to do that, I kid y'all not, like one of my spiritual children, she was calling me one day. I said, you know what, you owe me for this. I said, because baby, this was a therapy session. And I'm like, I am not a licensed therapist. And I made her cash out me some money, because I'm like, I am not about to be bothered with your foolery if I'm not being paid for it. And at that moment, because she was just being ridiculously foolish, but that's neither here nor there. Then let's talk about these spiritual boundaries. Spiritual. They are wisdom, not walls. This may touch a couple of people. Let's stop weaponizing God. Yep, I said what I said. I.e. that guilt tripping to make me do something for you because you want me to do it. Don't you dare weaponize my Father for your little foolery, okay? Because one, God did not say in the Bible that I'm supposed to be serving in a ministry at church. Where is it at? I'm looking for it. It's not in the Word. And if you find it, go ahead and put it in the comments and tell me, and then we can argue about it a little bit later. But stop weaponizing God on people, and especially on us. Like, don't do that. Oh, well, it says where 2 or 3 are gathered. It says gathered. It didn't say work. Like, I get it. And I'm going to say this. In the black church, I don't know where y'all get this idea of, oh, well, they're doing it for the ministry. I'm doing it because I love the Lord. But if you're going to do it, have me doing something so much like it's a job, baby, go ahead and pay me. Because now this is about to be my full-time job. Especially if you want me here 25/8. Yeah, 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. Because that's the way that some of y'all be acting in certain churches. And especially if you go to a bigger church, don't tell me that you can't afford to pay me, because you afford to pay a lot of other things. We get it, churches have bills, and we know they're nonprofits, but they still got bills. And you can pay their light bill, but you can also pay somebody that don't belong to this church money. And I'm a member here, and you want to shortchange me? Save that for somebody else. Go on. And also, something that we don't talk about enough, as not even just believers, but as people, digital boundaries. Stop watching content that's going to disrupt your spirit. I kid you not. Stop it right now. Is his name Mike Todd? Whichever one that poured the syrup on the Bible and stuff like that. I can't. The church that was having the Easter productions where like the devil was front and center or whatever it was. Baby, keep it to yourself. I cannot deal with it. I cannot. Now, I say all that to say, Boundaries are not punishment, y'all. They just clarity. Boundaries help people to love you the way that you need to be loved. And y'all know this. We have talked about this before. But of course, y'all know I got to give y'all some real world examples about what I'm talking about as it relates to boundaries. For me, church and ministry. I'm going to say this. I love my church. I do. Absolutely do. Love them down. Been rocking with them since I moved to Memphis in the early, I was going to say early 90s, in the late 90s. Early 90s, I was still a baby. However, churches change, people grow. So, transparent moment. I started years ago serving on hospitality. That's our ministry where we serve, as I like to call it, the first family of the church and any guests and dignitaries that show up. I've been doing that literally 26 years come April. I said 26. Oh my God. I mean, y'all forgive me. I'm crazy for real. I've been doing it since 2016. I meant to say 10 years. I don't know where 26 came from. I guess because that's the year we in. Oh, fix it, Jesus. That was funny. I've been doing this now for 10 years. Like I said, come April, 10 years. Actually, no. I started in 2015, not 2016. So 11 years come April. When I first started out that first year, baby, I said yes to everything. I mean, I didn't care what else was going on. I just said yes. Whew, into that first year, actually, it was like a year and a half of saying yes. I kid y'all not. I was like, and no. My favorite sentence became no. They stopped asking me because I would just say no so much. But I had burnt myself out. I did not respect my time boundaries. And they weren't weaponizing God to make me do anything, but I had just burnt myself out. So then after a while, of course, I was still doing my regular, but I wasn't doing the extra. So I learned that boundary. Next comes youth ministry. I've been doing youth ministry for a long, long time. Kid y'all not. Was it? Yeah, last year. Actually, not even last year. It was 2024. Towards the end of it, I had always said, because our youth department is set up 35 and under, even though they keep trying to bump the age up. I'm like, that's dumb. Because at 40, you're not a youth anymore. You're really not. But I was like, when I turn 34, I'm going to start aging myself out a little bit, slowly but surely. I turned 35. I said, yeah, I'm really about to start aging myself out, because by the time I turn 36, there should be people in place that have been doing what I'm doing. However, some people got mad because I started doing that. Why are you mad at me? Now they're trying to weaponize their emotions at me. Oh, well, you're not doing it because you mad at me. Baby, that ain't got nothing to do with you. One, it's got to do because there's an age requirement. Two, because I shouldn't be doing this forever. I've been working in youth ministry since I'm 11 years old. I'm now about to turn 36. Baby, somebody else got to do it. I don't mind being an advisor and doing everything, but I can't do what I used to do anymore. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. And guess what? Whether you respect it or not, that's sound like a personal problem to me. That's your problem, not mine. But I mean, that's just where I was at with it. And they were like, well, and some of these people are still not talking to me now. Ask me, do I care? Because I don't. I love you with the love of the Lord. I love some of y'all down. I got your back if you need me. If you call me, I'm rolling out. But you can't try to make me do ministry when I don't want to do it like that anymore. Or at that location. I can do it somewhere else. Yes, I know I have a church home, but the way that the Kojic church is broken down, we got jurisdictional, regional, national. I serve on almost every capacity of it, and I've just kind of given up local. And I haven't given it up fully because now I do more so with the smaller, younger children. Not just the teenagers and, like, you know, those 20-year-olds and stuff like that. But, I mean, I haven't given it up fully, but I don't do it the way that I used to. Like, where I stopped trying to do anything because I was like, oh, the church is calling, I have to go. The church is calling, I have to go. Baby, what money are y'all giving me to run rip and run down the road to go downtown because my church is basically in downtown Memphis. Um, I live basically on the outskirts almost. I'm not about to keep doing all that. Like, it's time to redo. And then also, I want to say this when it comes to emotional boundaries. Another problem I've experienced and I've learned to walk through it is y'all see I'm a creative. I got a podcast. I got a YouTube channel. I write books. I'm selling all these things and I'm doing all the things. I have family members who are not creative like that and they do not support anything of any creativity. No, they're not Republicans. They just don't support creativity because they are in that traditional mindset of making money. However, at one point I was really absorbing everything they were saying and I was not pursuing my creative dream because of their opinions. Now, kick rocks. I love y'all, but kick rocks because I'm going to be creative. I'm going to let this stuff out because this is what I love to do. I like to sit here and yap and talk about these things and share it with you. And whether they get it or not, they don't have to get it. You just have to love me and accept me. Message. Love and accept people the way that they are. And you can't try to project who you want them to be. You can't project it on people and don't let people project it on you. That's all I got to say. But I do have a question for y'all. Real talk. What drains you more? Family, friends, church, or other? And what is the other? What is something that's just like straight up taking it up out of you? I want to know. Gots to know. But, I mean, we did say this is an episode same year. I said same year. Baby, I'm hungry. I can't even lie to y'all right now. I'm hungry and my brain is on one. But we set this same faith, new boundaries, what we were carrying into the new year and what we not. So I wrote a list of all the things that I'm carrying that I've carried into this year because it's 2026. And let's do one. Number one, I'm going to protect my peace. I'm going to protect my peace from any and everybody. If what you're saying and just you even breathing the same air I'm breathing, go on. Like, you are disturbing my peace. Because I'm not going to lie, there are sometimes when people are breathing, it irks me, and I'll be like, you get on my nerves. Now, something that I'm leaving behind left in 2025, that guilt-based commitment, where you feel guilty if you don't say yes. Now, mind you, I left this in 2024, but picked it up a couple of times in 2025. Now, I am not going to feel guilty at all if I say no. Well, I really needed you. Well, you should have asked me earlier. Or that's just not something I want to do. Move on. Find somebody, get somebody else to do it. Okay? Something I brought into the new year. Friendships that are mutual. Okay? Let's talk about that. Let's unpack that, shall we? I had a friend girl. Me and her used to, we used to go out. We used to kick it. We used to have a good time. Go get a little drinky drink. Because, yes, I'm saved, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I was drinking at that time. We would go out. We would go travel. We would go do all the things. Now, mind you, this was when she would suggest that we go do this. It took me a minute to realize that anytime I would call her, I'm like, hey, let's go do this. Because I just said I'm a creative. I love the arts. Let's go to a ballet. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. No, I don't want to go do that. I don't want to go do that. Let's go drink instead. Excuse me. And it took a while for me to realize that unless I was saying let's go out of town and go do something, she wasn't trying to go do anything that I was suggesting. None of that. And it dawned on me that our friendship is not mutual. Then I later found out after the friendship had basically just frizzled out, that old girl was trying to talk to dudes that I was talking to. Like, she would ask me for their social media handles or whatever, and I would just be like, oh, my homegirl looking out for me. Homegirl was not looking out for me. Homegirl was out here sniping my guys. Now, mind you, great, because that means y'all weren't worthy of me anyways. But what I'm leaving is, if this friendship is not a mutual thing, we're not both giving and taking equally, then you got to go. Immediately exit stage left. That's all I gotta say. Something that I'm leaving in 2025. Over explaining. I'm starting to realize that at some point I have not grown up fully in certain areas and aspects of my life. I don't have to explain anything to you. Like, my decision is simply my decision. But I guess somewhere along the lines, I was like, well, I got to explain it to you because I got to make you understand me. You don't have to understand anything about me. As a matter of fact, you don't. You can go on and do whatever you got to do. Go ahead and free yourself, as Fantasia said. But I don't have to over explain anything to you. When I give you the reasoning, if I choose to give you a reasoning, you either accept it or you don't. And like I said, leaving that in 2025. What I've brought again into this new year is being honest with myself. I'm going to be honest when I'm upset, afraid, mad, sad, glad, whatever, feeling depressed. I'm going to be honest with myself. I can't keep lying to myself about certain things. Yes, as a believer in Christ, we're not supposed to have fear because God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but sometimes fear it rests with me and I can't shake it some days. Just being honest now, because I believe in transparency. But I mean, I've got to start being honest with myself. Like today, Darissa, you're feeling afraid. Okay, you're feeling afraid. What can we do to let that faith activate and let that fear go away? Is it read the Bible? Is it just go scream into the air? Because maybe I just need to do that because I maybe just need to let it out. Do I need to go sit at the library and just people watch for hours on end? Is that what I need to do? I don't know. Whatever it is, you got to be honest with yourself. Something that I've left. I can't say I'm leaving. You know, it's really hard, you know, when you're still in the new year and the old year at the same time. I get it, but you know, whatever. Something else is I'm not afraid to disappoint others now, but I'm leaving, you know, have to leave disappointing others in 2025 because when did your happiness become my responsibility? Inquiry minds want to know when that happened, because that's not my responsibility. And why are you making it mine? Again, now this is the last thing I'm going to say that I've brought into this new year, and it is life-giving spiritual practices. Like I said, I go to church. I believe in things. I believe in the Lord. I can't say things. I believe in the Lord. However, there are some practices that we have within the church that they are very, I guess the word is disparaging to people. I can't exactly explain what it is because it's not necessarily a practice, but I think people have gotten in the habit of doing it. And now if you're doing something that's going to harm me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, I'm not doing it. Like, I used to be this person that would not listen to other pastors, only the one that's preaching to me. Or, you know, guest preachers that come to our church. Now, yeah, that sometimes, like I said, my pastor be preaching, but sometimes I need a little bit of a deeper explanation. Like, one of my faves, Pastor YPJ. This man be talking that good talk. And I may have to do an episode later of talking about like some of the things that he said that to me are culturally relevant. And it might just be a podcast episode about him. I ain't even gonna lie. Because dude be on his game. I promise you, he be thinking. And he thinks differently, but I like the way that he teaches and he preaches. But he said something about, what was it? About is this really a sin? And like I said, we might have to carry that one over into the next episode. Is this really a sin? Because my thing is what the Bible says about sin, and some of the things that y'all tell us a sin is not. Especially like if you're part of the Kojic church. If you are not wearing stockings, that is not a sin. That is just something that you want me to have on. But when you a thickums like me, baby, we can't. Especially in the summertime in the South, baby, a stocking don't know me unless I gotta stand before the church in a serving capacity. I'm not putting on a pair of stockings to save my life. I'm not. And I know that conflicts with me having to be an aspiring missionary, but just no, can't do it. It'd be too hot. I'm already sweating. I mean, I know this year, you know, I'm gonna be working out a lot more to get these pounds down, but you're still gonna sweat when it's 150 degrees, even though it don't be, but that's what it feel like because it's just too many bodies. But you know, all these, you know, life-giving spiritual practices or spiritual words, if it's giving life to me, I'm listening to it. Now, I ain't letting everybody feed into my spirit because, you know, but that's neither here nor there. And the one thing that I think all of us should have left in 2025 is comparison. I'm no longer comparing my journey to somebody else's. My journey is my journey and yours is yours. Like I said before, I was trying to compare myself to these other people. That's their life. I don't know how long they're going to be on this earth. I asked the Lord to let me be 116 before I kick the bucket. I mean, that's what I asked for. I'm praying that I get it, but no. I'm not comparing myself to y'all no more. Y'all do what y'all do. I'm not trying to compare bodies. The only thing I want is a cute butt that sits up and a flat stomach. That's it. Your spiritual journey, baby, that's yours. I said, Lord, I want to be able to pray the way I want to pray. I pray the way I want to pray. Somebody's like, what about preaching? I don't want to preach. Okay? I do not. That is not my ministry. That is not for me. But I do have to ask, what is it that you have left behind in the year of our Lord 2025, the dumbest year that I feel like we've ever lived in? And what have you brought into the new year? Like, what is it that you're going to be doing this year? What are you going to do more of? I don't mean like what are your New Year's goals or what's on your vision board. What's on your list of things that you practically are bringing or have brought into the new year? Because sometimes other things take a little while to get there. You know, may not do it in January, may do it in February. I've seen so many people already. I'm starting New Year in February. Baby, it's day one. Like, what are we doing? We literally haven't even been in this year that many hours yet. And if you already like that for you, you might need to rethink your own life choices. But I'm just saying. Little nugget for you. Since I do try to help you out a little bit. Just remember, healthy people build healthy relationships. They do. Healthy people build healthy relationships. And I'll leave you with this nugget because, you know, we don't want to get too much into it. Like I said, it's January 1. However, just remember that if it's going to cost you your peace, it's too expensive. But I'll catch you next week here with Say with Twist Podcast. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you.